the humanities truck. We're at the District of Pride event. And just confirming we have your permission to record.
Yes.
Awesome. And then can you state your name?
Nancy Shia
Awesome.
of Columbia Road Northwest.
Awesome. And then you took these awesome pictures behind us, the black and white photos. Can you tell us a little bit about them and how you came to take them?
Well, it was a demonstration that came to DC in 1987. Was it 87? I think it was 87. It was right at the height of the AIDS epidemic, and people were dying. So people came from all over the country, and it was huge. It was just really huge. So, and I had been a photographer many years, so.
Did you want your photo with your camera or with your phone?
Yeah, and then can you talk about like some of the stuff, like what did you kind of gravitate towards when you were taking the pictures, or what was kind of your inspiration?
Well, I've always been like a photojournalist. So I kind of gravitate to what tells the most in a picture. So signs especially say a lot. I mean, in these you could tell where people come from and what their issues are and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I like to make a picture say more than 1,000 words sometimes.
Yeah. And do you feel like from your perspective, are you kind of trying to also like, support or portray a message like when you're taking the photographs, or you kind of try to let them speak?
Well, yeah, definitely you're supporting them because this is not mainstream media, never was. But the fact that you're documenting them shows mainstream media sometimes it don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Were these published anywhere at the time, or did you just kind of
I can't remember if any specific one was published. I had an agent in New York at the time, so I'm sure I sent them to the agent in New York. So some of them probably were, but I don't know.
So obviously you've been in DC for a while and documented the community in DC. Like, are there ways, obviously, I'm sure there have been changes, but are there specific ways you've noticed kind of like LGBT gathering and stuff in your experience in DC has changed over time?
Well, yeah, it's changed like the rest of DC. I mean, gentrification has pushed them out. I think LGBT have always been in DuPont Circle. And Adams Morgan. I mean, it's never been a thing, really. I mean, it probably was in the 70s, but I don't remember. And I started photographing mostly the late 70s, early 80s, the Pride stuff.
Have you continued to photograph Pride events like since the 80s, or have you kind of like?
Oh yeah, I keep doing it. Martinsburg, West Virginia, had their first Pride Festival. I believe it was in 2022. So I went. So I actually had a show in the Martinsburg Library of the history of Pride in DC, and then a booth at the festival with all the photos. And then they had it another year, 2023, and then they didn't have it after that. But, I mean, and photos help a lot. They're sometimes like magic. They work magic sometimes.
Are there ways that you kind of feel like observing the first Pride in Martinsburg, did it seem kind of similar, more similar to the demonstrations that you were seeing like back in the 80s and 90s, or did it seem more like contemporary?
Well, Martinsburg, where my daughter lives, she lives in downtown Martinsburg, has always felt like the 80s. And while the celebration was in 2022, there were a lot of feelings of the 80s, like Miss West Virginia came and supported the festival. Yeah, but at the same time, it's friggin' gentrifying out there. So, is that it?
Are there any kind of hopes or, hopes you have for the future of the LGBT community in DC, things you'd like to see, things that you already are seeing?
Well, I think LGBT community in DC is pretty strong. I actually think DC is pretty strong. I think they make it stronger. And the first hero of this resistance was the Sandwich Man. I mean, that's pure DC. So I think if we all stay committed to resist bullshit, we're strong.
And then just the question I always like to wrap up with, was there anything, like I didn't ask you whether it was about the photographs or your other work that you kind of wanted to say or shout out?
No, but just today I came from an exhibit, hey, at the DC History Center. It just opened. It's a combination or a collaboration with the History Center, Humanities DC, and the DC Commission on Arts and Humanities. And it's called Hometown DC. And it's an exhibit that's going to be in all the libraries all over the city. And they selected 21 people to do oral histories with, and then they took their pictures and stuff. So, and that just started today at the History Center. And I'm one of the 21.
Oh, that's awesome.